Every legend has a starting point, and for Michael Jordan, it wasn't a highlight reel, it was a cut from his high school varsity team. This wasn't just a moment of disappointment. It was the ultimate catalyst. Discover how Jordan transformed a crushing blow into the relentless drive that made him the GOAT, and learn how to reframe your own challenges into triumph. Picture a teenage boy at Laney High School in Wilmington, North Carolina. He's not yet a global icon. He's just Michael Jordan, tall, lanky, athletic, full of promise and raw energy. The gym smells of polish and pine, sneakers squeak, nets whisper with swishes, and there's that hum of ambition in the air. Jordan is giving it his all in pickup games, in gym class, in the driveway at home. Coaches see him bouncing high, moving fast, hands flying. He shows flashes, sometimes fast, sometimes wild, but he shows something: the hunger. At that moment, he's not yet the bomber of fadeaway jumpers or the symbol of 6 championships. He's a kid who doesn't yet know how much pain will fuel his greatness. He's operated on potential, and he senses it. Teachers and friends talk, "Man, Jordan has something. The early promise is there." Sprinting down court, dunking on makeshift rims, racing his brothers, being that person everyone notices when he's in the gym. On the outside, it looks good. But on the inside, he's ready to explode, but he doesn't yet know it. So here's the stage: a boy flickering with light, a basketball court waiting for someone to ignite it, and a moment of quiet before the storm. It was the spring of 1978 or thereabouts, when Michael was in 10th grade at Laney. The time had come: varsity basketball tryouts. The kind of moment you imagine kids in high school anticipating with excitement. But for Jordan, the moment turned into a gut punch. He showed up to tryouts like everyone else, jersey, shoes, heart pounding. He thought he'd at least make the junior varsity, maybe the varsity. He'd been practicing, he'd been playing, he'd been dreaming it. Yet when the list went up, his name was nowhere. He was cut. He didn't make the team. History has captured this moment with clarity. The coach, comfortable with the regulars, chose more experienced players. Jordan, lanky and tall, maybe a bit unpolished, didn't fit the mold they wanted. Imagine it, the scoreboard hasn't even been turned on yet. You're on the bench, you're in the parking lot, you're 2 taps away from being part of something, and suddenly you're not. The gym lights feel harsher. The echo of sneakers seems louder. The pride you felt playing gone. The moment is searing. Letting this sink in, a young Michael Jordan tasted the bitterness of rejection. It wasn't a minor bruise, it was a slap across the face of his self-belief. The moment he saw his name absent from the roster, Jordan felt the sting. Embarrassment, frustration, confusion. Why didn't I make it? He asked himself. He had done what he thought he needed to do: show up, play hard, dunk sometimes. But the result didn't follow. He walked to class the next day with that internal hum of "why not me?" It was the kind of internal moment that doesn't show up on the highlight reels. In interviews later, Jordan described that time as a turning point not in his athletic stats but in his mind. He said it felt like failure. The embarrassment was huge because he had been confident, but suddenly his belief didn't match reality. That mismatch stung. He said to himself, maybe I'm not as good as I thought. Maybe I don't belong. But more than embarrassment, there was fire in that feeling. That's what he didn't know yet. The confusion worked like a spark. He didn't say, "It's over for me." He said internally, "I'll show them." That was where the story turned. Here's where the flip happens. The cut didn't defeat Jordan, it ignited him. He went from chasing acceptance to demanding redemption. He shifted from "maybe I'm good enough" to "I will be the best." He looked at that varsity list every day and it bothered him. He felt the pain of exclusion. And instead of letting it fester into bitterness, he turned it into fuel. He thought that coach was wrong. That roster selection was wrong. I'll make them pay metaphorically by proving I belong. He thought about how he could train harder, do what no one else expected, show up earlier, stay later, practice moves no one else would practice. That's the mindset shift, from being reactive to being proactive. The moment of rejection became the seed of a work ethic. Late nights at the gym, early mornings at the driveway. Jordan began practicing like someone possessed. He didn't just shoot around, he rehearsed game moves, layups, fadeaways, dribbles, defensive slides. When others left the court, he stayed. When others switched off their lights, his house was still echoing with the bounce of the ball. His brother, Larry Jordan, later said Michael would disappear into the gym for hours. His dad, James Jordan, found him practicing under the rim at strange hours. There's a story. Michael practicing free throws after everyone else had gone home. He flicked those shots until the lights were near turning off. The neighborhood could tell someone was still awake, still bouncing a ball. He worked in isolation because he knew if he allowed excuses, "I'm tired, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll just relax," he'd lose. The early cut taught him that talent alone doesn't guarantee selection. The chain of cause isn't just natural ability, it's preparation, focus, hunger, and the decision to be better than you were yesterday. Even though the moment of rejection was isolating, Jordan didn't go it alone. He had people around him. His family, his brothers, especially older brother Larry, challenged him. They teased, they pushed, they supported. His mother, Delwa Jordan, kept a level head. "You've got potential, but you've got to work." His father told him the statement that would stick. There are two kinds of people, those who step up and those who step back. Also, his coach for junior varsity gave him feedback. "You're tall, you're athletic, but you'll need more game sense and more drive." Jordan internalized that advice. He didn't disrespect it. He accepted that maybe his game sense was lacking. That planted the seed of internal resolve, not just to dunk and run, but to understand the game, to anticipate, to defend, to think. This resolve hardened into something else, a muscle of the mind. Jordan told himself, "If I get cut again, it will be my fault." That mindset turned external rejection into a personal challenge. It shifted the cause from "they didn't pick me" to "I didn't prove I should be picked." Here lies the core of the story. Jordan flipped the narrative in his head. He asked, what if being cut wasn't proof I couldn't play, but proof I hadn't worked yet? What if this rejection was a map, not a dead end? In psychological terms, we might call this resilience, grit, growth mindset. Instead of seeing failure as confirming weakness, he saw it as revealing where the work was. The cut revealed a gap. He didn't just accept that gap, he attacked it. If you picture a boxer getting knocked down, many stay down. Jordan got up, wiped his nose, and looked for where he got hit. He told himself, "I belong up there." That belief didn't come from arrogance, it came from self-awareness and work. He knew he had to earn it. Every dribble, every shot, every sprint became not just practice but proof that he was doing the work. In modern resilience theory, this is called adaptive coping. You don't avoid the tough, you embrace it. You don't define yourself by one failure, you define yourself by how you respond. Jordan became someone who defined himself by his response. The cut was the trigger. So what changed on a practical level? Let's look at what happened on the court after he got cut. First, he made the junior varsity team. He played with an edge. His speed, his athleticism were obvious, but now he layered in aggressiveness. He attacked every move with extra urgency. When he got a rebound, he didn't just put it back, he drove. When he passed, he made sure it had purpose. Second, he began scoring points in bunches. Not just "I can play but I dominate." He dunked more, jumped higher, played defense harder. The other kids began to notice, coaches began to tell him, "You've improved." While being cut didn't guarantee he'd become a star, it meant he was now positioning for it. Third, mentally he refused to let another roster teardown happen. He spent time watching, learning, what plays did the varsity guys run? What shots did they take? He mimicked, adapted, improved. On the court he began to make fewer mistakes. Off the court he already had fewer doubts. This shift was visible. His confidence rose. Not skyrocketing arrogance but quiet, hard-earned belief. And that belief changed how he acted in games. He wasn't just playing, he was asserting. Fast forward, that young man becomes a college standout at the University of North Carolina, then enters the NBA. You know the rest. Multiple championships with the Chicago Bulls, the slam dunk contests, the flu game, the 6 championships, the global brand, the GOAT debate. But here's the part we sometimes skip, the continuous thread back to the cut at Laney. Every time Jordan felt slighted by a defender, by a teammate, by the media, he had that internal voice. "I am that guy who got cut. I will not allow this." For example, in his early years with the Bulls, he was overlooked for Olympic selections or considered too flashy. He used that as motivation. In playoff series when he was doubted or told he couldn't carry the team, he used the pain of being cut to feed his fire. That mentality, take it personally, became his brand. When the Bulls lost a big game, Jordan didn't just say we'll come back tomorrow. He said, I'm going to make sure no one ever underestimates me again. When opponents trash talked, he listened. He let it wound him. He let it burn. And then he converted that burn into performance. He took the rejection from high school and multiplied it across each battlefield of his career. Let's give specific examples. In his 1986-87 season, Jordan averaged over 37 points per game. He was still early but already elite. Opponents viewed him as flashy, maybe a dunker first and everything else later. Jordan heard that. He attacked the rim. He attacked the critics. The cut from varsity was a silent whisper, prove them wrong. Another example, the iconic 1991 NBA Finals against the Los Angeles Lakers. The Bulls were the younger team up against the Magic Johnson show. Many analysts gave the advantage to the Lakers. Jordan responded by giving one of the greatest finals performances ever. He didn't just elevate his team, he made an unequivocal statement. The earlier rejection. It was in his pocket, fueling every jump, every pivot, every grin when he dunked over defenders. And of course, the so-called flu game in the 1997 finals. Jordan played despite illness. Why? Because he doesn't allow excuses. The memory of being cut told him, you can't rest on excuses. You can't hide in sickness. You show up. So he did, scored 38 points while barely standing. That level of competitive hunger didn't start in the NBA, it started at Laney. Across his career, Jordan kept returning to that core lesson. Rejection and doubt are not endpoints, they're starting blocks. If you watch his season after season, you see him refining, working harder, training off-season, revisiting fundamentals. He never said, I've arrived. He said, I need to be better tomorrow. That's the mindset he built at high school after the cut. He looked at chances to rest or coast and refused them. He looked at praise and asked, is it enough? Did I do the work? He looked at failure and asked, what gap did I reveal this time? Where is the extra hour tomorrow? That obsession with continuous improvement, that's the fire ignited by the varsity cut. Without that moment, maybe Jordan would have still been great, but he may never have been legendary. What makes this story profound is the reversal. The same thing that could have broken Jordan became his foundation. The cut was a weakness when it happened. It could have become his reason to quit. But instead he used it as strength. The perceived weakness not making the team turned into the engine for one of the greatest careers in sport. The lesson: the event itself is neutral. It's what you do next that decides. Jordan might have been angry. He might have been resentful. He might have given up, but he didn't. He engaged with the pain. He learned from it. He used it. He reframed it. He didn't avoid the memory of being cut. He carried it. He asked it, will I let you define me, or will I define you? And he chose the latter. If you're watching this and you've had your own cut moment, maybe you didn't get the job, you got rejected by the team, you got an opportunity, but someone else got chosen. Here's what you can do is to acknowledge the pain. Don't pretend you're fine if you're not. Jordan felt embarrassment. He owned it. He didn't cover it up. Your pain is the raw material. Change the narrative. Instead of saying I was rejected, say I was exposed. The rejection exposed where you need to grow. That's the shift. Define the fuel. Ask, what will I use this for? Jordan used his cut as fuel. What will you use yours for? A comeback? A transformation? A master-level improvement? Practice relentlessly. It doesn't have to be sports. Pick your field. Practice when others rest. Dive into the fundamentals. Build habits. Jordan shot thousands of extra shots. What extra shot can you take? Find supportive voices. Jordan had his family, his brother, his coaches. You too, get people who believe you'll show up. And listen to their straightforward feedback. Develop the mindset. Decide you won't let this moment define you negatively. Rather, define yourself by your reaction. Be someone who responds, not someone who resigns. Check your performance markers. Jordan didn't measure success by roster lists after that moment, he measured by his work. What markers will you track? Hours of prep? New skills learned? Progress made? Carry the story forward. Whenever you face a new challenge, remember where you came from. Jordan tied every future doubt back to that cut memory. You can tie yours to your moment and ask, will I let that moment win, or will I let it drive me? The story of Michael Jordan being cut from his high school varsity team might look like a footnote in a legend's biography, but it's far from incidental. It's the spark that lit the blaze. It's the moment he chose not to accept limitations but to shatter them. It's the origin story of how a perceived setback can become the very bedrock of greatness. So here's the moral. Your rejection can become your permission to rise. Your no can become your yes, I will. Your moment of being passed over can become your moment of taking over. Don't let your weak spots define you. Let them refine you. Let them motivate you. Let them make you someone who shows up when others already rest, who practices when others say tomorrow, who becomes the person people talk about. If this story resonated with you, do me a favor. Like this video, comment your thoughts below. What's your cut moment? How will you use it? Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe for more real stories that spark real change. Because greatness isn't born from comfort, it's forged in the fire of adversity. And your legend, it starts now.